Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. A woman has died and a man has been injured after actor Alec Baldwin fired a prop gun on a New Mexico film set for the 19th century western Rust. Helena Hutchins was shot while working on the set as director of photography. She was flown to hospital by helicopter but died of her injuries. The injured man, director Joel Souza, was taken from the scene at Bonanza Creek Ranch by ambulance. A spokesperson for Mr. Baldwin, best known for his role in 30 Rock and for his portrayal of Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live, said the incident involved the misfiring of a prop gun with blanks. Police said they were investigating and that no charges had been filed. President Joe Biden has said the US would defend Taiwan if China attacked, in an apparent departure from a long-held US foreign policy position. But a White House spokesman later told some US media outlets that his remarks did not signify a change in policy. China has responded by repeating that they wouldn't tolerate any external interference in their domestic policy. At least 16 people have been killed in an explosion and a fire at a gunpowder and chemicals plant in Russia's western Ryazan province. The Emergencies Ministry confirmed 12 deaths in the accident, saying 4 people remained missing. It's been reported that the accident was caused by a failure to observe the proper technical processes at the facility. Human remains found in a Florida park are those of Brian Laundrie, the fiancé of murdered blogger Gabby Petito, that's according to the FBI. The body of Mr. Laundrie, who had been missing for over a month, was identified using dental records. He had been a person of interest in Gabby Petito's death, who went missing while she was on a trip with Mr. Laundrie. Her body was later found in Wyoming, where the couple had been travelling. At least 6 people have been killed in an attack at a Rohingya camp in Bangladesh's Cox's Bazar, the latest incident of violence in the world's largest refugee settlement. A gang armed with guns attacked a religious school before dawn and killed 3 teachers, 2 volunteers and a student. The sprawling settlements have become increasingly violent, residents say, with armed gangs vying for power and kidnapping critics. The Ethiopian authorities have confirmed the National Air Force shelled the Tigray regional capital of Mekelle, its 4th strike on the city this week. Thousands of people have been killed by the fighting and more than 2 million displaced. The government says its latest attacks targeted rebels, but fighters in Tigray have claimed civilians were the target. Some human rights activists are suggesting high-rise residential buildings had been bombed, but the military said it was targeting manufacturing sites. New drone footage has been released showing the remarkable power and force of the lava that continues to pour out of the volcano on La Palma Island. Video recorded by a Spanish channel showed streams of lava flowing towards the Atlantic Ocean. The volcano is now in its 2nd month of eruption. So far, around 2,000 buildings have been destroyed and around 7,500 people have been forced to evacuate. The Queen is now back at Windsor Castle after spending the night in hospital for preliminary medical checks. The 95-year-old monarch returned from the private hospital in central London and is in good spirits, according to the palace. The Queen had cancelled a visit to Northern Ireland on Wednesday. She was given medical advice to rest for a few days after a busy schedule of public engagements. And finally, flight attendants in Italy have stripped off their uniforms in a flash mob to protest against job losses and pay cuts. Standing in front of Rome's town hall, around 50 female workers slowly removed their uniforms in silence to demonstrate against the working conditions of their colleagues rehired by Italy's new airline company, ETHIOPIA'S. The Italian government is due to invest €1.35 billion over 3 years in the new company, which bought Alitalia''s iconic brand for €90 million. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.